All right, welcome. Good morning, everyone, to Speedgaming 2023. We are in the semifinals of the OOT Randomizer um, races here. We have Drooness versus What the Hell Happens. This is going to be an exciting race.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be awake right now.
Yes.
So yeah, this is like super hype. They're both really strong, really good runners. Been going for a long time. Slightly different times, but still, they've both been around for like ever. So
Yeah,
it's gonna
these
be
are
good.
two great runners, lots of past tournament history against each other, and just good results throughout. So, but yeah, I'm a Jerkin.
Yeah, and I'm Deca.
Yeah, so we're excited here. Looks like we got a opponent start with a Zora Sapphire.
Okay.
So
That's
kind of lame song start, but
yeah. So like, in there's a world where you might kind of play a bit silly and go sort of use that opponents, but I don't think you will. To
but
be
here we
honest.
go. So I know Drunas favors doing River early.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna see him dip into OGC, I think.
Castle,
Market,
Market, and
Death
Death
Mountain
Mountain
Trail.
Trail.
Okay, we're definitely gonna see him dip into OGC. He's gonna set time of day.
Oh, as soon as we say that,
Yeah.
he does the
Never mind. I
opposite.
take it back. I take it back. I'm wrong.
Likely he's deciding to do River after because Trail is dead. So the reason to do River before is you can peek the Trail hints and then
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. He does really like to do the freestanding checks and like the things you can peek, at least in Trail.
So we should see him do Man on Roof first here, where if you do River first, you kind of go the backwards route. Here at
Yeah.
Cat. So
Yeah,
you should see
we'll
the
see.
standard.
We'll see them
village.
both go up and round. So they'll do up to the like man on roof, drop down, do the back grotto, go to windmill.
Immediately proves me wrong.
Oh,
Checking the hints.
he's playing like me.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Because generally this route is what you do when you're gonna go upriver. Not upriver,
Yeah,
up
yeah.
the mountain. Because you go the standard route because you check the Skullhouse last and then go upriver. It's kind of a more efficient.
Yeah, I
but-
mean, the reason I usually do it this way is just like I try to get rupees to get the shield while I'm already at the top
Ooh.
to then go to the river.
Did
But
you see that fortress to King Dodongo? So that early.
they started with opponents. Yeah. That could come into. They might take that. Like it's. I feel like you probably want to, if you can get a bow in this first chunk of checks, you like really want to go get that, I think.
Yep. Or at least figure out if you need hookshot or hovers.
Yeah. Just to like hope that you can have explosives for child. Or you just hope for bomb juice. That would work too.
Yep. And with this play here, it looks like Hells is not going to go upriver.
Yeah. Yeah,
Checking the skulls here.
he's gonna go probably out of graveyard straight away, I think. So we're at least getting some early divergence again, which is cool.
Yep. So we'll have to see what they choose to do.
Oh.
Oh, Rudos.
Okay.
We still have not seen our layout. We just know DC is a required. It's either stone or one of the two required
Yeah,
medallions.
absolutely.
Yes, Fortress.
So, oh,
Bobby being a little rude to Drew.
hey, he dodged it. We're good.
Yep.
So that lead is interesting as well, because we're expecting Hells to not do river, while Drew still might. He's a little less likely now he's seen the ladder though. Even though like he's probably been gearing to it. You kind of don't want to do the river if you can help it, if you know you need beans. 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't really want to retread the ground.
It's more efficient to just go there as child if you're gonna buy beans. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. But like sometimes you still do. It kind of depends how much you get from Kakariko. Like what
I
else
mean,
you
it's
have.
3 hints and 3 checks. It's very valuable.
Yeah, and we also know that Path to King Dodongo is over in Fortress, so it's not like you're gonna find a bomb bag to like deal with that.
Oh yes, we have Song of Time, so Drew can finish up the little bit of cack here.
Yeah, so I actually really like doing this way. When you have time, you get to just like skip through.
It actually saves you a bit of time for sure.
Yeah. And
He's already checked the windmill. That's where we got Song of Time.
yeah.
But yeah, this still saves you a lot of time. And what Drew has always discussed with this, if you get ZL, you get another song. Like, so checking the
Yeah.
windmill before grade
Yeah, yeah.
is
It's
good.
definitely safer. Because like there are like a few songs you can get in the windmill that like if you had them while you're in the graveyard, they're just like a little bit better.
Yep, and there's the hint again to Drew getting it, the Fortress Path to King Dodongo, which
It's rough. Like
that's your first mob bag, most likely.
it's your hot. Well, I mean, yeah, it's your bomb bag or something that leads to it, right?
Yep.
And those checks are locked by a bow and or like a hook shot or hovers. So you're looking at like that, like at least in the case of hook shot and bow, like you're looking at items that look like a fair few checks, which like means you're kind of probably going to get bottlenecked around it.
Yep.
I think.
And we're
Like,
perfectly synced up here as they go back to
Damn.
Child.
well, this is why we're in the semifinals, I guess. Yeah, these are both very high execution players as well, so that should definitely be an exciting thing here.
Yep.
Like, within a second of each other, pretty much. Like, done this. I mean, obviously it's going to change. We've got plenty of time to, like,
Plenty of time.
for it to ruin, like, that whole thing, but
That-
for now, this is really nice.
That also showed how little the route and CAC actually matters.
Yeah,
for-
yeah,
for,
exactly.
Time there.
Yeah, do whatever you want, as long as it's not like go up to the top, do a check, go down to the bottom, do a check, go back to the top. That's as long as you're doing some sort of circle, you're okay.
I think it only turned out. Oh my god, they're
Sorry.
both prepping. Oh,
It's playing safe.
it is. But with Prelude, you really don't have to worry about getting this mass.
Okay, so Spirit and Water are medallions that are required.
And then it
Nice.
was Dodongos, and I didn't see the.
Yeah,
the
that's a
other.
bit quick. He
Um,
reads too fast. We'll hopefully see them from Hells before.
and
too
hopefully
long
the
as well.
trackers will update it for us.
It's cool. We have Twitch chat to pause and be like, oh, what's this?
Oh, Lake Hylia spawns. This is actually.
Okay.
It's good for movement if we don't get Serenade.
Yeah,
For sure.
so this is like I mean, this is a difference in styles as well, right? So Hell's opting to walk straight to Lon Lon. I'm quite close with Drew because we're on the same multi-world team, things like that. We've talked a lot about routing and what decisions we want to do. He's told me before, he's like, I don't see a world where there's anywhere I could save walk from like the market and like dislike going to Lon Lon more from there. So he's like, I will just always save walk from market and then just go to Lon Lon. Doesn't
And
matter where it is. Sometimes
in
it's
these
closer.
settings, I kind of agree because if it's a bad spot, you just Prelude.
Yeah.
And you're fine. I think it's better than checking it back at Lon Lon for these settings because
Yeah.
if it is like Minuet or something, I don't know.
Well,
You
yeah.
can make
Like
decisions.
if you check it at the back of Lon Lon and then you get dumped somewhere that you can't really follow up on anything, you'd need the warp to give you something that's like, oh, you know, I can go head to the woods or something like that. But if it just dumps you in like the bottom of the lake or something, it's just like, well, I guess I'm here.
Oh, and we get our
Okay.
K sword for
Okay.
what do we have for Deku? That's Water Medallion Deku. That's a good timing as we're gonna go Curie Forest. It'll be
Yeah.
good. Interesting to see if they choose to do it or not. It is 7 checks, so
I think they will.
yeah.
So it might not be required, but the more important thing here is efficiency.
Yep.
If you have the sword when you go to Kakuri Forest, you know your warp's not there. Well, Drew does. I expect Hell's will soon.
Hells will safe quit here.
Yeah.
After checking the back.
And like, if you don't have to go back to Child Kakuri Forest ever, that's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And he's checking his layout. So we have DC Fire as our 2 stones, and
Yeah.
then Water Spirit.
Yeah.
With pre-completed forest here. So we're not seeing a forest temple today, so thankfully.
Hey, I like Forest Temple. I guess. I'm like the one person that does, I guess, but it's okay. Someday.
Someday it'll be beloved.
Someday everyone will be like, you know what, Forest Temple, that's pretty good. And I'll be so ahead of the curve that it won't matter.
Get a new meta where you start with hovers.
I'd be
3K
down.
Forest.
Yeah, I'd be down. So I was just checking.
So the interesting part is the Kikiri sword being our item on a song check.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
Yeah, so because we start with an extra song, we start with a prelude, it means that one of the songs is an item instead of a song.
Yep.
One of the song checks is an item. And it's usually dead. Like, it's usually nothing on it. In this case, it was it was good. But usually if you see that item early, it's kind of annoying because you want quite a lot of songs early. The warp songs help you get around, the child songs give you checks. And like,
here's our first big split here. Hell's deciding to clear Child Lake, where Drew is just going immediately.
Yeah.
And I was about to say, hey, we're synced up again, besides for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And that is one of the downfalls of if the spawn isn't somewhere good, like in SFM or in Lon Lon, which can save you a lot of time. You do lose a little bit of time.
Every time you walk back,
Every time you warp back, especially on VC with the save quit. So
that's true.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Lake's not the worst in the world because you do have the owl there to get closer to
Deku Tree to King Dodongo. We have two King Dodongo paths.
You're definitely going there now.
Yeah, so probably a bow. It's probably
bow or hook shot?
Yeah, bow or hook shot.
Yeah. So that's going to likely be for whatever item you need to do the check in Fortress for your Bombay.
Most likely, yeah.
That seems to be the way it will probably work out.
So that's a big pickup here. Hells will be getting it here soon. So
yeah,
I do like this getting checks on the way between places, because drooness could have easily just preluded or walked out of Lon Lon and went straight to Kikiri, but you get more information this way.
Yeah, so he could have walked out of Lon Lon. He could have taken the owl and then walked anything
Just
like
walked,
that.
Yeah.
But if you go this way, you run past two explosive checks. You've got the Hyrule Field Scope there that Hell's just passed. There's also a boulder a bit further on. They're not great to skip, but you can't do anything about that.
Yep.
And you already know with this seed that the fortress is, probably where your bomb bag is. So I think you can be safe. Hey, my opponent is also skipping these probably. It'll just be.
You basically know you can't go and do them anytime soon, so it's not really a hindrance. So
so Hells is going Valley here.
Interesting. I mean, it's fine. When else are you going to route it in?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Yeah, I think the only time you would route it in otherwise is if you're a child getting those two bomb checks we were just talking about. Either that or as adult.
And they're probably thinking, since we need to do water later, you can kind of route them in going there. So
yeah, for sure. If they don't get Serenade, they're going to have to travel through a field anyway. So
or hoping for bomb shoes, and maybe when you're going to GTG the first time,
you
can route them in there as well. Or hammer.
Yeah.
We need both.
I mean, part of it as well is with these kind of settings, because Deku is closed, all of your checks that you can do without items, there's fewer of them, so they're all a bit more important than they otherwise would be. So then you're kind of okay, well, I need to think about if Valley's not barren, do I need to do it?
Oh, and it pays off with magic here.
There you go.
And I missed what Drew picked up first.
He got a strength.
And then
strength
iron
boots.
Okay. So wouldn't be surprised if we see Kikiri path to water, but
yeah, no, absolutely. Looking for a hook shot path, a path for a hook shot, and then it's just, oh, you got the path. It was Kikiri Forest. Yeah. I'm sorry. Just a huge rupee.
There could just be a hook shot here in Deku, given the structure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of the DC hints, as anything hinted on the stone path cannot be hinted for the medallions. So
yeah, and it's interesting that in this situation, you're looking for it's going to be an item that unlocks checks in Fortress, and it's okay, well, if it's a bow, it locks all the other bows.
Yep.
And if it's a hook shot, it locks the other hook shot and the hover boots.
Yep. Oh,
And there's a
Drew
valley
getting-
hint, so you
That
know.
tells Drew to go do it probably after completing Child SFM and Lost Woods. I think you would route it in.
Yeah, I think so. It depends what's in here.
Yeah, you're right.
If he
it's
gets
hovers,
if he gets hovers, he might do it as adult.
I would probably wait to do it as adult.
I don't feel confident personally in myself to wait and do it as adult.
Yep.
Kakariko Path of Volvagia.
We've only seen Song of Time there so far.
Yeah, that's not gonna do much. So that's that's one to sit on for later, I guess.
Yeah, we
still
still
got
have
some
quite a
checks.
few checks. Yeah,
So there's chickens, 10 skulls, the
archery and redead.
Yep. That's like that's 4 reasonably different checks.
First check and Deku.
There we go.
Oh,
Well,
that's not it.
It's not that, yeah. So yeah, the valley is at least he knows about it. He's never gonna not check that.
Yeah, so that advantage that Hell's had going there is kind of negated now. That
A little
there's
bit, yeah. It
Magic
depends-
isn't going to do much early on here.
Yeah, it depends how Drew roots it in. Like, if he gets it at the right time, because part of it as well is how early do you need the magic?
Yep.
Are you going to want to set Frost Wind anywhere? And like, the earlier you do it, the more you can utilize that.
Well,
This
30-minute time
Deku's
save.
pretty funny.
Hey, useful item, so that'll save a little bit of time throughout the seed.
So, ordinarily in some seeds, you might see these kind of runners. They get double defense. They're like, cool, I'm done. I don't need any hearts. But we're dealing with like a Stonefire, and Water Temple as well. So they're probably gonna look at like 5 hearts probably to be safe. I would say.
Yeah.
I'd say I'd feel comfortable on like 5 hearts for Fire Temple.
Yep. 4 is doable, but you generally
It's
waste
so
a lot
dicey.
of time
Yeah.
because of only having 4. Where 5 is, as long as you don't get trolled, you're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Water Temple, I usually wouldn't think about it too much because there's only really the one check it would matter for, and you can do it off about 4 hearts.
If
you
Drew's
like,
going through this, he's probably just shaking his head every big chest
every
he gets.
big
That's
chest, yeah.
nothing.
It's like bomb shoes.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
there you go. There's your hook shot. So you know that, assuming that's the only item in here, or like the only item that could be the path, then your other hook and your hover's are locked by that somewhere.
Yep.
Which doesn't narrow it down too much yet, but we'll see.
There still could be a bow here, and that would be very confusing for the path.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
But in the end, you would just go adult and barely missing jumps. Another big chest here. You would just go adult and do all the checks anyways. So, but in this case, if you find bow here and not hovers, it may be worthwhile to get the magic here on Child 1, because then you could set Fioras in GTG instead of actually checking it.
Yeah, for sure. That is a good point. Like, I think he will probably do Valley as Child here, so you can at least set Frost while you're there, trying to get your bomb bag. Drew just doing like a really neat sort of setup for grabbing that skull if you're doing it from the ground is you sort of line up with the platform.
Yep.
You usually have to get back up there. So you line up with the platform, you then climb the vines and keep held, like your lock on held. And it just means that when you fall off the vines, you like snap back to in line with the platform, so you climb up, so you don't have to like drop in the water and get back up.
It's very useful if you're collecting skulls.
There we go. That's my boy.
I need to learn that setup. It's way faster
It's
than...
so nice. It's one that like if you do it and you get it right first time, you don't take too long setting it up. It just feels good.
I think even with a second setup there, it's probably even of the normal B1 skip. It's pretty close.
So, to be honest, what you tend to do is if you fail it, it puts you in a position to just do the normal B1 skip setup, because it puts you really close to the wall. Which, like, at that point, if you then do normal B1 skip, it is slower than just having done that, but it's just got like an okay fail safe, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting it just kind of, at least personally, it kind of puts me in the zone a bit. I'm like, oh, I'm good today. So it's just nice to see. It's just such a good, like, because it's like frame perfect, high execution all the way.
Yep, so unless something's here on Goma, it is hookshot path to King Dodongo. And we also found the wallet here, which means our
Right.
Kakariko path to Vavagia is not related to Tunic, which is good. So that should also push the runners to, well, I think that's why Drew's collecting 10 skulls a little bit more thoroughly here.
Yeah, so if you get that, like, if you get a Kakariko path, and even though you do have the other checks in this situation, you get that Kakariko path early, you didn't really get much in that burst of checks, and now you're like, okay, well, 10 skulls is, like, important. There's other checks, but 10 skulls could just be 10 skulls, and if you, like, slack on those skulls, like, I've had seeds where I've been on, like, 8 skulls at, like, an hour 30, and then I've had a seed where I had, like, 10 skulls at 30 minutes. And the difference is like night and day. So if that check is required, like that can just ruin the seed if you don't, if you're not vigilant.
So we have a potential for an ADC here. Requiem is on Burning Tag, and we have required spirit. So it's possible. Depends on the key layout.
Yeah, I got a little bit of PTSD looking at that, to be honest. But yeah, it depends on the key layout.
Yep. But for those of you joining in for SGL settings for the first time, our all dungeons here is getting the Burning Tax on, as those medallions are not required.
Right. Yeah. So we just saw as well that the Ice Cavern song is Serenade.
So not going to get a warp anytime soon.
No.
Although that is in logic, so I could see our runners doing KZ skip if they're looking for items from check dance area, because Fountain's not foolish and Ice is not foolish.
Right.
And we know where Rudo's is, so you can kind of go. We don't have ZL or hovers yet, but
yeah,
so we don't have
you could
access.
Do it. Yeah, I suppose. It's not in logic yet. We'd have scale up on bag to get a beam.
Yep.
But we know roughly where it's going to be in the logic.
Yeah. And I was just assuming that we were also going to get bombs pretty soon. Like
yeah. It's like we're probably going to be there. It'll just take like a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean you could. Like, I mean it's okay to do, I guess. But it's like it's sort of like a middle ground one, I think. Like
I don't think it's good right now. You have a lot. Like if we get bombs, you've got DC.
So much, yeah.
You've got all of Goron City and
the
DMC.
Trail
Trail
was foolish. Yeah.
But we still have the access to the Bolero song.
Yeah.
We don't have current logical access to adult SFM. But
yeah.
We'll see what songs here, but you know, it's still worthwhile doing. You're going through Goron City, you can go get it quickly. And since that will be the first time with your bombs, you can kind of clean up Lost Woods at the same time. It's a pretty efficient set of checks.
I mean, yeah, I just think like when you know the song in Ice Cavern is like definitely not required, it just makes going there that bit worse, really.
Yep.
It would be nice to have Serenade for getting to Water Temple later on in the seed.
But probably not as a priority, and more as a, this is a check dense area, I may as well go there.
And it's like, they have opponent song, so it's not like it's going to be terrible to get there. Like, they could set for us at GGG and drop down, or they could just ride across the field.
And we have storms early. Skull Mask is dead.
This might make like a little bit of a divergence.
So without explosives or ZL, I tend to
skip it.
Yeah, I shy away from bottom of the well. We'll definitely see Kakiri storms here.
Yeah.
But I would skip it. You know you're going to get bombs, so. And we knew Big Goron was dead from Trail being dead, so.
Yeah.
Cac Twin Rova as well. It's double path Cac.
Yeah, so those skulls are looking pretty important right now.
Yes. Considering we only have 4 checks left. And it's unlikely for Song of Time to be our path for either of those. It is possible, but not likely.
So
now this pushes me, maybe you check a little bit of GTG when you're there because you have Song of Time and you'll have bombs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the kind of amount of check, like the amount of checks you would do in GTG is like a.
So it looks like Drew's routing in the magic. There's no reason he would save quit here otherwise. So
So I think he would have only not done it this child if they got hover boots,
Yeah.
because then he could get it as adult, and I think that's the only way. Like, I don't want to make it sound like bad, but like I think for like players of this caliber, it's like, okay, when would it make sense to get this magic? Well, I'm about to go to like GTG. It's an optional dungeon. I don't want to full clear it now. I can't full clear it right now.
Yep.
I will probably want to come back at some point, but I need to go there for bombs.
Yeah, you need to go there for bombs.
Yeah.
So
And that's literally what Feroz Wind is for. Like, I need to go over here, but I can't do everything I might want to do. So I'll come back later.
but then also to your point, later leaving it there gives you good water access later.
That exactly as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. So it's
And if you look at our dungeons, like Feora's is really not useful in fire. And then you got water and spirit. We're far away from access right now.
Yeah, you're never gonna have, like, you're almost never gonna have Requiem in the seed to do GTG. You're gonna full clear GTG before you ever get Requiem in the seed because it's on all dungeons.
Yep.
So like, it's like reversing from through Wasteland together. That's not gonna happen. You're not doing that.
Yeah, it's not possible to see.
Like, so yeah, I mean, once you get there, you're always going to be coming from the front with like opponents.
And so what's interesting with this is the runners have kind of slightly diverged, but I think we're going to see them both warping back to Prelude here about the same time here.
Yeah, so I mean,
'Cause-
you can sort of see this happen quite a lot with these kind of seeds, particularly. You'll have like pockets of gameplay where there's a few different things to do. People will choose to do them in like different orders. Sometimes that makes a difference in time, but like they end up doing the same stuff, and then they all kind of converge, and then go back into the same railroad.
Yep.
And it might split apart again.
And so really the only reason we're seeing a time difference here is Hells had to full clear Valley and also did child fishing,
Right.
where Drooness, because of the hint, got to skip the waterfall check and
Yeah.
has not done child fishing
Yeah,
yet.
so he's got like a slight lead here.
Yep.
It looks like Hells is also doing night market. No? Day market? Did he do day market?
Market's foolish. So,
Right. Right.
So this could buying a shield.
Okay. That makes sense. Make it make sense.
Drew did not yet, so. Which I think that's fine.
Yeah,
You don't really need it for what you're doing.
I mean, okay, so he's going to go to the fortress. He doesn't need it there at the moment. He's going to get a bomb bag. He's going to go back to Kakariko. He's going to get some rupees while he's at fortress.
Yeah,
so
he'll get the 20 back.
Yeah, and he'll be able to afford.
Yeah,
the
he'll just
shield.
buy it
It's
when he's
okay.
going up to DC.
Yeah.
So,
He's smart.
yeah. Now, would you do DC first here, or would you do the Goron City DMC loop first, and then into DC coming down?
I feel like I would do DC first, but that's because personally I feel like I would end the DMT Goron City stuff at Fire Temple.
Okay.
I would dip in, see what it looks like. Sometimes you just go in and the first check isn't a key, and you're like, I'm hammer locked.
Yep.
That's it.
And then you warp out from there.
Yeah, and then you just warp out and you go back later. Although they don't have any warp songs really, so unless they get something at Bolero, that's not great.
Yep. So for me, you probably want to end up going into adult SFM and doing some of those bomb
Yeah.
checks. So I probably wouldn't dip fire here
Yeah.
just yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unless you got Bolero, and then you can easily get out. Because with this low of hearts, it can be hard to get out to fire without the warp.
Yeah, if you're on 3 hearts, I think you're stuck.
Yep.
If you have like 4, it's doable, but I don't get to see the rocks here, I think.
And now, it looks like both runners are heading there, which makes sense.
Yeah, there's not really anything else you can do with your items.
Yep.
I suppose you could go into DC with your strength, but like, why do that when you know where your bomb
Bombs
bag
probably
is?
up here.
This time of day is quite nice for Drew. Gets like a 1 skull end.
Yep.
Just like gets you slightly closer. He's on
He's at
6 now.
6, which is good.
Yeah.
Combine it with DC, you can get a 2 pretty easily in there.
So I usually only get the 1 on the vines. There's a couple extra you can get there that don't take
Too long, yeah.
Like they feel kind of bad in terms of like compared to the quick skulls.
Yeah.
But
I'm just
like,
thinking skull routing here because he needs 4.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it is a big, so
Like,
perfect.
that's what I was gonna say is like, ordinarily I would say these skulls are too slow to do, but you might end up in a situation
With a double CAC path, it might be worthwhile.
Yeah.
Because you do 2 in DC, you do the 1 in DMT, and the 1 in Goron City, and you're at 10.
Yeah.
And when you wrap back around, you can go turn it in.
100%. Like, I think being able to do 10 skulls, like if you can hand in 10 skulls while you're next to CAC anyway, like that's gonna work really nicely for the routing, even if you have to take longer on the skulls that you're grabbing.
And with turning that in, plus doing the Redead Grotto, assuming this is bomb bag on top of, it should be, or unless we're going to get another DC path.
Yeah, we might get some interesting stuff here, but it's probably a bomb bag.
Yep. It lets you narrow down it to 2 checks, one being bow locked, the other being child locked.
This could be a bow.
It could be. To go back to CAC.
I was thinking just to go do HBA.
Oh, that'd be
like,
pretty funny actually. Or into GTG.
Yeah.
Since you're right here. Actually, that would let you clear a lot of GTG here. So.
Yeah.
But likely it's probably the easiest solution of it's a bomb bag, but it would actually be pretty funny if it was hammer and just the bombs were hammer locked. Yeah.
Oh, he's good. There we go.
Yep, it's Deku Path to King Dodongo for hookshot.
There it is.
Bomb bag, yep.
Yep.
So probably me here. I'm going to set Pharaohs in GTG, but I'm probably going to go right side now that we have bombs and check the maze from the right side.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
And then if there's an early big chest, maybe see if I can go grab it with a couple of checks you can do. But otherwise, I'm probably
so
rushing King Dodongo.
Looks like Drew is doing exactly that. So you come in, you get the check here, you get 3 checks on the right side maze.
Plus the whole maze check, which really tells you about prioritizing GTG later. If there's nothing there, you're down to very few checks unless you get strength 2. So.
Yeah, like, I mean, it depends how many keys there are in there. Like, if it's a lot of keys in there, you're like, okay, there's quite a lot of checks on the outside. But if it's like a load of small chests in the maze, you're like, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of keys everywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, it ties into the Kakariko.
Ooh, and this is big chest. Yeah, it ties into the Kakarina song time. Oh, long shot.
Oh.
So we can, well, we need ZL to guarantee beating water, but that's it.
Well, that is hookshot locked.
It is hookshot locked, yes.
Just
this
because
bomb
bomb back was, yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yep. So that's pretty good. I hate to say it, but besides for Spirit, these other dungeons are looking quick.
Yeah, so there's a big chest in the middle. That's interesting.
And 4 key checks, so...
So you know there's 2 big chests there.
I would probably check the right side, like the back here. We're at 2 keys, we only need 4.
Yeah, you definitely can do that.
If you get another key here, I'd probably risk going around to try and see. Or you get a big chest. That's hammer locked. Drew's showing off the shieldless tactics here.
There's shield tactics for this room?
Just crouch stabbing instead.
Oh, I just quick spin.
Getting a 3rd key there, I'd probably try and grab another one.
Yeah, I mean, was there one on the first couple of checks?
I couldn't see. Watch this be a bow, though.
He might peek the first couple of checks just to see it. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is free.
So this is free. Now you do it. You 100%. Yeah. You may as well get the center as well, right? Or try. It depends on keys you see.
Yeah.
And there's a 4th. So and another. Oh my gosh.
What is this?
Everything's here. Lights. Okay.
Drew just shrugging. Like,
so right now we need a lot for Spirit, Hammer, and ZL. Not necessarily ZL. I've seen water be beatable without it.
Okay,
so.
he's going for 7 keys.
Yeah.
Because he has the fall, he could have just done the check. So he's
I
fishing
thought we
for
saw a
more
key
keys.
in the center somewhere.
We did.
Yeah.
There was a key on 5th. The 5th key was a key. Oh, 5th chest was a key, sorry.
Yeah. And I couldn't, I wasn't looking for it, but I didn't see what the Scarecrow chest was. So that a
Yeah.
lot of times is a key, and now we have access. So, I mean, this is 3 more checks you can do, and you're really looking for 2 keys out of these.
Yeah, you're looking for... Okay,
There's one.
There's one. So you need 1 more key, and there's... Oh, 4... Well,
4 checks,
4
right? I
checks,
forgot
yeah,
the
yeah.
one
There's
in the maze. Yeah.
The Wolfos and then the two low ones.
Yeah.
And you're looking for 1 key. And even then, they don't have to be, because one of the first 2 checks in the maze could be a key. And then you'd be okay as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, we saw 1 in the maze, so we're really
At
just
the
1
back,
key
yeah.
away. Yeah. I couldn't see
Was
that.
was that dead or a boomerang?
So one of the biggest things here is Hell's decided to leave, just leaving Feor's in there, did not check at all.
It's because he put it in first, but I respect it. I kind of, like, I agree with both sides.
Yeah, they're both good options. Because you have Song of Time, I love checking the maze, because it really, if you saw nothing in there and got nothing at all, or a bunch of keys in there, or like you said, dead chests, you can kind of write it off.
Yeah.
Right, and it doesn't cost you that much time, but in this case, it gives Drew I would say, a fairly big
Good
advantage.
start, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it does depend how long Hells puts off doing things in there.
Oh,
Okay,
boomerang's
yeah, it was
frozen,
boomerang.
so-
Cool.
Well, if it's needed for AD, we haven't gone up river. We know where Rudo's is. Drew's likely going to go DC right after this, so he'll see it.
He doesn't need a bean. He has long shot now.
Right. Oh, so he can just grab it. So
But you do want to go child to get the
yeah, you go
rang
child
anyway.
Yeah. But then you can beat Jabu if you decide that's what you need to do.
Yeah,
I
I
don't see
think-
them doing it anytime
I
soon.
think that's going to be put off until they have strength 2. At the
Yeah,
very
and
least.
then they'll cross. Probably put off until a couple of these dungeons are out of the way.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot more efficient ways. So, yeah, the Scarecrow was a key, so
Yeah.
we can get 7 here.
So as you were saying with it, like, you're right. Like, if you have Song of Time here, it's from like a check perspective. You do like 4 checks that are quite quick. So it's like quite dense, almost like a sort of a Deku tree, because that's like 5.
Yeah. And then you peek like 6 or 7 checks from inside.
Yeah, like, and yeah, if you don't get anything from the checks that you did, it has the information power, right?
Yeah.
Like you're saying, you get peeking the maze and having a knowledge of like how important a maze is helps you decide when you go back, what do you need before you go back, and things like that.
Yep. And it lets you know how likely an item is to be there, right? Like
100%.
seeing all this, of course, it's our last
I don't
slingshot.
think you can be too mad at that. Like,
I mean, you get to clear this, but you got bow and you got long shot.
Yeah.
Like, you needed to be here.
Yeah.
So, and we got lights, right? So,
And lights, yeah. It's like, okay, I cleared the rest of GTG, didn't get anything out of it. Still
so
might.
technically here, toilets in logic, right? I wouldn't do it. Scale.
So if they have to do AD, you have a lake spawn.
Yeah, that helps you out. So
Not
you
that
shouldn't
much.
feel too
'cause,
bad.
like, it's swings and roundabouts though, because where the boomerang is, it's like, oh well, I'm gonna be
You have to
near
go up there
domain
anyways,
anyway.
yeah. It technically gets you there faster. You save quits, and then you go
And you
through.
dive, I guess.
Dive,
Yeah.
And then you just dive back. I mean, that's
It's-
really not faster though. I guess you just take the owl.
You could, instead of, I mean, you could like go child, safe walk, dive to domain, like go quickly out of the river, into the river and run down.
Yeah, but I think it would be more efficient if you just save quit, took the owl, and then ran up. So you're not going down and then back up. So
Yeah.
it's about the same. It's close.
Yeah,
but
it sucks either way.
yeah. I don't think we saw anything on the diving, the Rudo's letter spot. So,
Yeah.
but nothing in DC for Hell. So
No. Do we know how many skills he's at?
no, we do not.
Not that that's a huge deal right now, because I think it was probably related to the Song of Time. No, there's
No,
only
we
8
didn't
key,
find
wasn't
anything
there?
there.
Yeah, so never mind. Yeah, so it's 10 skills. I mean, it was double character path anyway.
Yeah. So, oh, but now Drew can do the.
Drew can do idolatry.
Yeah, and it's likely to be something. It's either that or 10 skulls or chickens, and we have 2 items to get here.
Two items and 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're liking your odds, yeah.
And Drew should be finishing up 10 skulls on this adult trip here. There's enough along the way that are fast enough. So that will be good for him. Because that will really let you know if you need to route in child early for that.
Yeah, I mean, once they have ZL, like, you have the well. So it's not like putting it off.
Oh,
okay.
Well,
So it's 10 skulls and chickens.
or it could be some weird Song of Time shenanigans because there could be something
There's
in
water temple.
water, yeah. But that's all you really have left for Song of Time.
Oh, it could be. I mean, it was the scale in the centimeters. Right?
That could be, yeah.
Just lab dive.
That's true.
You can do that out of logic, but you can just check that and just double check if sometimes required.
Yeah.
Like
You saw that come into play in the Mario Martin race.
yeah, it's a bit difficult to do because you can't do it with the scale, which means that you can't do it as child, which is the easy way to do it with your spawn.
Yeah, and it looks like Drew's ratting in the skulls to finish it up here, so they're going to get it after beating DC since you come right out, but the question will be, does he decide how many skulls does he go out of his way for in here?
How many's he got? 6.
He's got 6, so it's
So
7
there's
outside.
7 there, so he's gonna get 3 in here. There's no way he doesn't go for 10.
Personally, I probably would have waited for the DMC loop or something like that to come out, but since you're in here first, yeah, get 3. And there's their frog. He's reading it again.
It's like, okay, yeah, I guess.
And we didn't see anything in the Goron City maze.
He
Unless
tried
I
to
missed
flip
the
off this.
peak, but
Or maybe he is going to do the loop before getting 10. He skipped the one in the right, so... Oh, he has long shot, never mind.
oh yeah, you get that one easily.
You get the 2 in the
I
staircase.
completely forgot about that. Yeah, that's the easiest one.
Makes it a bit easier.
And we're going to see what our song is on Bolero. I would be highly surprised if this was not either ZL or like a way to get into Minuet check. Like either Saria's or Minuet.
Yeah.
Because we're running out of locations where ZL can be.
Yeah.
We know, well, we don't know what's on OOT, but it's highly likely that,
Well, I mean, it's Fire in DC.
Fire in
It could
DC,
totally
so it could be ZL, yeah.
That could spice the seed up a little bit.
The question here, we have that path to Fire in Kakariko. Hammer could just be sitting on 10 skulls, or I could not see that peak.
Yeah, honestly, these VC players, I don't know how they see anything.
Hey, sorry, so there's your access.
Okay. Cool.
As you can see here, I've got the whole spoiler log in front of me.
Honestly, I was convinced of that as soon as you said, oh, it's just a bow here in GTG. That was like, yeah, it's over.
Oh, yeah. That's a Deku stick.
Okay.
There.
We might be able to get a quick peek of this. No.
Nope.
Camera didn't adjust for it. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll see when Drew checks it.
Maybe. It might be this more of the same.
Yeah. Namaha's commenting, rare skull with the long shot there. You know, don't normally have that with
Yeah,
DC.
it's like when you... It feels good when you can, right? You're just like, oh, I can just stand
There must
here.
have been a bottle we missed, because
The bottle was...
on the bridge, bombable here in DC, I think. That's what it looks like. There's a big chest there.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to remember if it was like in a different check that House did that Drew didn't.
I didn't
but
see what that check was, but a small key in Deku Nuts, so. Which check was that? Okay, so that was Pierre and the hammer chest.
Oh.
Pierre's a small key and
Hammer
hammer
chest
chest
is
is dead.
Okay. Oh, Drew.
Yeah, Pierre. We could
saw-
be Pierre locked.
I don't know why I sounded so upset about it.
He's a little upset. Oh, he missed it there again too. It's going too far.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Hell's doing what I said. It's just going to adult SFM and clearing up all the bombables.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the
It is
there's
that,
the
yeah.
bottle.
I
Yep.
remembered seeing the bottle, but not like the surroundings, and I think it was like
There's
the
the other
same time.
frogs one hint.
Yeah,
So
it was at like the same time as Drew was getting all of the GTG items, and I was like, okay.
Drew just memeing on the bomb, just zooming into it there.
So I'm gonna see.
I probably would have just Mido skipped there because you're not going to come back here as adult since Forest is light medallion.
Right.
I do play it, but when I think I'm going to come back,
That's how he's feeling, I guess.
Yep.
Maybe you're like. Maybe if you're just not in the sort of mindset, you're like, I'm not gonna get this. Like, it's gonna take me a few tries. I'll just play Saria's song. But
looks like Lost Woods bombables are nothing this season.
Yeah.
So,
So
but I
Drew
expect
is-
both runners to do it. So
Drew is getting 10, so he's gonna be handing that in before going up the mountain.
and
So if it's a hammer,
and with Spirit Key Logic, we have quite a few items it could be as well.
yep.
It could be Strength 2, it could be Mirror Shield, but it could also be Fire Arrows, Dins. I think that's about it. It could be Lens for crossing, right? Teleological
Lens,
crossing,
yeah.
yeah. So there's quite a few options that it could be here.
Probably hover boots for crossing.
We have long shots. so we
Yeah,
can do it.
that's what I said can't.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
hear. Yeah, sorry. Oh,
It's the accents, my bad.
but it could be because it could be telling
It could
us
be
that
for
something's
shadow.
in shadow.
Yeah.
My God, there's C could pull some tricks on us still. There's
That's
ZL.
Okay, so it's no AD. Well, OOT, sorry. It's no do all your stones for ZL.
And so with that,
Let's go back to GTG.
he's probably going to water. Would be my guess. Using GTG axis to go to water with that, so we can full clear water. He's actually going to clear.
He doesn't have the long shot though.
Oh, he doesn't have long shot. That's right.
Yeah, he needs
That's
to
what
do
we'll see
GTG to
Drew
get long
do,
shot.
probably.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for him going around the other way, won't get the bow right away, but it doesn't.
I don't think it would.
It would matter because you can't do the. There's a key on Scarecrow, so you'll have to come back for it to get 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's only a scale though, so it might.
Yeah, it's not that
be too
important.
bad. He might leave. I would expect he's gonna leave Feroz at the back of GTG anyway. Because like,
Because he can save quit. Yeah.
yeah.
Just for set it outside of the silver locked room or
Yeah,
something.
you set it in like usually I would set it in the bow check room, just as you go through. So it's like if you need to do the bow checks, it's in there. If you need to do strength 2, you just turn around and open the door.
Yeah, that's.
But like
that's a good
it's
idea.
like right next to all of the checks you can't do. So, and then yeah, if you need to do bow checks, you can save quit to the front 2 as well.
Now here's the big thing: turning in 10, and this will tell us if Song of Time. If this is nothing, that tells us Song of Time is 100%.
Is required,
Yeah.
you know, for one of the dungeons.
And we didn't. I mean, we found the scale, but with where ZL is, we know that's not hard required there. So
Yeah. Well, what I would be thinking, if this is dead and Song of Time is required,
there's Hammer.
never
Okay.
mind.
So Drew now goes and beats Fire Temple. Oh, only
Yeah.
3 hearts though. We have a bottle fairy. You can
He'll
do it.
He'll do it.
Yeah.
He'll be sad, but he'll do it.
Yep. So there's Fire Temple complete. Trackers, if you can update DC on Drew's side, we have that complete. But also, I foresee Drew's also going after seeing Saria's to get Adult SFM, getting that and probably warping back to water to complete it. Well, GTG to go to water to complete that.
Yeah, I think so. While you're in the area as well, you can then check lab dive in case Song of Time is required.
Yeah, you can do all of Adult there now, so that wouldn't be bad to clean it up.
Yeah, I don't really see anything wrong with that.
And then at that point, we're looking for Strength 2 Mirror Shield. That's pretty much
I'd
it.
maybe go. I'm just thinking, like, you don't really have much other reason to go child right now. Or, like, until you know it's AD. You maybe go child first and go to bottom of the well and do chickens while you're there, so you know if Song of Time is required. Because then that way, if it is, and then lab dive's nothing, you know you have to do river chest in water temple. So then you don't have to decide, do I stop at boss
And there was a big chest on the left side, so.
Oh,
there's your
okay.
silvers.
This seed is...
Drew showing off
Yeah, the seed is coming up Drooness.
It is.
Dr. Ooms.
And with him knowing about, getting 10 skulls first and knowing that potentially chickens are required, that could just be Mirror Shield.
Yeah.
And then you just go cross and see if you can beat it as adult. You find
Sure.
out that right away after getting your fire and water done.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I would definitely get like water done before you do it. And that's literally just so like you've already done GTG. You don't need the furrows around for lake anymore. And then that way you can be like, okay, I can dump my furrows. This is assuming you don't have Mirror Shield.
Yep.
Because then you can be like, okay, I can dump my furrows at Spirit now. If it's like open but I don't have Mirror. Because then that way you might still be able to do it without Requiem.
Yeah, without Requiem.
But you don't want to walk there again.
And then for Requiem, what are we missing? Obviously, everything to do Shadow, and the runners
Din's
know where.
Hollis, yeah.
Yeah, the runners know where everything for Jabu is. So.
Yeah, and they know...
Oh, we're missing Nocturne as well. We really don't have warps.
Nocturne would have to be on Jabu, I think. It could be a Requiem.
It could be at Requiem, yeah, where you have to cross to then. That would be a rough AD. You have to cross to get Nocturne to then beat Shadow. We are still missing one path right now.
Yeah.
It could be a Twin Rova path. It could be a water path as well, though, for the Iron Boots.
Could also just be GTG path to Morpha.
It could be,
the long
yeah,
shot
for the
was
long. But you could have a water path that's still a medallion, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So we didn't get a Morpha path, did we? Yeah, so it should be a Morpha path.
It'll be like it'll be Morpha. It'll be like to the Iron Boots or the long shot because they've not had anything.
Where were irons again? Was that Graveyard?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't remember.
Yeah. Something like that. Early.
Drew
Very
getting
early.
a 4th heart, which will be very helpful for fire here.
Yeah.
Still going to need the fairy, but.
I feel so he's probably gonna get the ferry to be safe.
Oh no, he's farming rubies. He's just getting.
Oh, he's
tunic.
getting a tunic. Okay.
Yeah. Just being safe. I mean, it's close in time, right?
Yeah, so like because you're on 4, it's not like a backup ferry. It's like if I'm climbing, the ferry will pop.
Yeah. And then you need a second for Volve, anyways.
Yeah, if you're on 4, I think you can do it on 4 without dying, but it's like you have like 2 seconds left, so you need to cheese the timer after killing Volve.
Yeah.
Or immediately step into the blue wall. Like, there's no wiggle room. So you're like definitely getting a ferry in that case.
Yeah, but there's Hell's finishing up GTG, getting the scale.
Yeah, so the big thing right now is just difference-wise, it's pretty much just, Hells hasn't got the hammer yet from 10 Skulls.
Yep.
They're not that far apart, honestly.
Drew hasn't gotten ZL, but we fully expect him to go there after beating Fire. So
yeah,
it's a good route in to go for your Pharaoh's Wind, anyways.
For sure.
Plus, getting the song, you're kind of looking for warps right now to speed you up here.
Just kind of help you jump around a little bit, make it a bit easier. This does like pay off more for Drew though. Like,
yeah, this route's a little bit better.
Yeah, it would be even better for Drew if Forest was like a requirement and in the area, because again, it would be the case of I'm here, I can do it while I'm here the first time, and The efficiency tends to be the difference with like the top runners, right?
Yep. Where Hells wouldn't have been able to do it, not getting the bow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would have been a lot more efficient for Drew.
But like still, the fact he's like, he got the hammer before coming up, so he was able to be like, okay, I'm here, I can do fire. Like, I might leave some behind, but it's not a big deal if I just don't get Valero. Whereas at some point, Hells is going to have to go back there with or without Valero. Valero might help him, but if it's not around,
then you lose a lot of time
you just gotta,
backtracking.
yeah, you just got to hike.
So yeah, the 10's called rush is the plan here. I mean, both Hells and Drew have the double cack path. So Drew was just riding in with the single cack path just to prioritize
Be safe,
it. So,
yeah. Doing the lap, yeah.
Yep, I'm checking lap dive now.
So we'll see if there's anything here, I guess. There's a chance. But yeah, from Hell's perspective, he's still not got anything from CAC except from time, so that's 7.
And you really can't get any good scalds going through water either. They're really out of the way for the most part. Oh,
okay.
There you go. There's our path then.
So yeah, so Song of Time and Hammer.
Or Song of Time is path.
Yeah. Yeah, we know.
Yep. So that confirms our path then. So hopefully Drew doesn't skip that and sees that it could potentially be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our current items from Kakariko are Song of Time and Hammer. We have one more check on chickens, but now we know.
It's, chickens doesn't have to have anything.
Yeah, chickens doesn't have to have anything. Song of Time is required to get that mirror shield.
But Drew should get that mirror before going into Spirit, so you don't need to worry too much about like having to have Feroz open.
Yep. And so as long as Drew gets that, we're in potential go mode. As long as we can
clear Spirit, but I've seen that before.
Yeah, I have too.
I've been here before yesterday, just sat up there doing the same thing. Hey, I could finish if I don't need Child Spirit. But like, yeah, it's... If you're a Hells fan right now, Hells fan, Habs fan, whatever kind of fan, you want that side to win, you better hope that it's AD. Because it's not that like he's never gonna find like strength 2 or hammer or anything. It's just the way the items are playing out right now. It's all just kind of in line for Drew.
Yeah, he's a lot more efficient on his path because getting the bow and the long shot, clearing out GTG on the first trip allows him to do a little bit more. Plus, he timed his 10 skulls a little bit better.
Yeah.
So because of that, he gets the hammer, and now he's doing fire first trip where Hells has to go back.
So it's exactly what you were saying, right? Like the extra skulls in DC, sure they take a bit more time. Like the back one. It's like, sure, it takes a bit to go over to it. Like, you're spending, like, maybe, like, somewhere in the 1 to 2 minute range just going to get a skull. And, like, that's really inefficient. There are skulls that take you a couple of seconds, and people are like, nah, that's too slow. 1 to 2 minutes is like, I really need a skull. But, like, it paid off. Like, you get the 10 skulls while you're there, and there you go.
The other interesting thing is we have a very fast water. Now, Hells has not found the Strength 2 yet, where Drew has, where we know it's hammer locked, right?
Yeah.
So Drew's just going to go, and if Drew does lap dive first and has mirror shield, he's just going to go into water, see it's on the bottom of a wall, and just beat it. And be done. Where Hells actually went and got that key, probably just in case, not needing to lower the water again. But
so
I don't foresee Drew doing that, though.
Yeah,
he's just gonna go.
The question for me really is, I assume Hells saw the big chest on Hammer, on the hammer chest in Maze, in Goron City.
Yep.
I assume he saw it, but when does he go back for it? Because you don't have warps, you have to walk up there. You probably know that you should be looking at something like 10 skulls right now.
You're finishing your CAC path after.
Yeah, so it's like, you kind of want to find enough skulls so that you can go back.
And the other thing is, with when he got bow, he hasn't done cack archery too.
I
So.
wonder if he's actually picked up the key so he can just peek in here and get the skull.
Oh, that's a good thought.
No.
Nope, just going.
Nope, never mind. Oh, he's on 2 keys. No, never mind.
Probably just 2 keys in case he needs to come back.
Yeah. I was hopeful.
Yeah, but
I wanted to see it.
oh, well, there's boss key and fire, so this is
Quite a quick fire too.
yeah.
Well, this quicker, but that's okay. You don't have to like go deep.
Yep. So this could be a very quick seed if we can complete Spirit here without doing AD.
If Spirit's completable. Let's have a look.
It's a sub 130 if Spirit's completable. This water is just bombable wall here. Technically,
59:38.
yeah.
I'm just looking at Drew's timer. I'm thinking. Let's go for rolls there. You'd be looking at probably like, I think a 130 is fair. Like,
yeah, it's somewhere around there.
Like, including this fight, you're gonna, like, end of this is gonna be like 102-ish.
Yeah, ish.
And then you've got to walk, well, for Oz, go down,
You got to go get
do the lab
ZL.
die. Oh, you have to get ZL first. Yeah, okay, maybe it's a bit longer.
Technically, though, well, you want it for Spirit because there's 3 checks. That
No,
want
I
it,
know. Yeah.
But water is beatable without it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
probably
I
don't want to
wouldn't-
go into water without it.
I wouldn't cross Spirit to see if you can complete it
Without
without
ZL.
Child, when only one of those 2 checks can be done without ZL.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like the best idea.
But very likely here, he's going to complete DMC and then just go to Adult SFM. And then probably just Feora's right from Forest, just like
Yeah.
Hells did, and then go to Water.
Okay, I'm going to adjust my time. I'm going to say, if it's completable, 136.
Okay.
That's final answer.
It really just depends on where the keys are in Spirit.
That's
if it is
true.
beatable.
Yeah,
because if
Spirit
they're
could be
early, you
quicker.
can skip
Yeah.
a lot of it. So there's what the hell happened completing Water, and looks like going Child? Or this might be just the best way to go back to CAC,
Kakariko.
yeah. So yeah, going to do CAC archery and maybe try and route it and finish 10 skulls along the way. Because there's a couple of skulls you can get. You can get the one right outside of CAC in the grotto, plus getting the one, well, you don't have suns, so.
He might not have got the one in the wall.
Oh, yeah, he
On
probably
trail.
didn't. And he's around 6 or 7, so it's close.
Yeah.
Now, if he doesn't do that, though,
It gets rough.
the time starts adding up here because
Yeah,
Drew's
yeah.
on a straight path to go to find out if we're in go here, basically.
Yeah.
As long as he gets Mirror Shield. So that's the big question.
Maybe not. He's not getting ZL.
Yeah.
He'll come back for it when he needs it, I guess.
Oh,
Is he going to the well?
Child? Going bottom of the well then? Interesting.
Okay. I mean, so he doesn't, from his perspective, he doesn't know yet that the Song of Time is definitely required.
Yes, that's right. He's going to finish up chickens here.
So I think he's going to do chickens so he knows. Chickens into the well seems like reasonable. Like he's missing Mirror too.
Yeah.
So
He's probably thinking, oh, it could be Mirror, right?
well,
Sitting
yeah,
there.
it's like, well, yeah, it could just be Mirror on chickens. You don't want to do that stuff and cross.
Yep.
This way, you do chickens, it's nothing. You go, so Song of Time is required, which means it's
Then he'll start thinking, yeah.
it's lab dive or it's river chest, and then you do lab dive and you get Mirror Shield, and you go, I might be in go mode.
Yep.
And that's when you're like, uh-oh, why did I go do chickens? Like, obviously, it makes perfect sense, but like, that's every moment you hit go, you're like, this is over. It doesn't matter what seed it is. It's just worrying, you know?
Yep. Oh, he's checking Song of Time to see if it's Zeal.
Right.
So he doesn't know where ZL is, and
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
that's true.
combine
We're gonna
this
have
with
to
chickens.
adjust a bit out. We're gonna have to adjust again. I can't finally answer this anymore.
Yep.
It's fine. We'll stay with 136. Maybe it's a quick.
Nocturne is there. Okay. He's just clearing out his path, because if
Yeah,
that's just
yeah,
mirror,
yeah.
he's going, if that's mirror shield, I'm done, right?
Yeah.
Or potentially
Wow.
done.
Yeah. As long as he finds
yeah.
CL. It's like you have to assume that CL is required for water, even though you know it's not.
But he should know where ZL is by now.
Well, he'll know. He'll narrow. Like it's narrowed down. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's not on OOT, which means it's got to be like minuet, or it could be crossing. Like you don't know where lens is yet, but you can assume it's like it's
Yeah,
one of
it's
those
available.
two.
But I would probably check minuet before I crossed. I don't know. We'll see.
It could technically be
There's
locked
Bolero.
by Jabu if you didn't have that. Like it. You know.
And that's available, so maybe that's on his mind.
Yeah, but that's like the last thing you do.
Yeah, you
I
don't
think.
want to do that. Oh. So the scale is available, that's right, yeah.
Nod, immediate adult again.
Immediate
Yeah.
adult, so
Yeah.
he was just clearing that. Now he knows it's Song of Time, now he knows it's scale. So now he's
Yeah.
going to go check the scale stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows it's scale, or the literal one check, or the check it could be.
Yeah. Because we have iron boots, yep.
I mean, toilet was a key, right?
Oh,
we don't know.
we don't
actually.
know
We don't
until
know
you see
'cause-
the
yeah.
back.
We don't know because we've not seen strength 2. So he might do strength 2 to see if toilet's a key. Because that's also, that could also be it. But it'd be funny if the other scale was that.
We had a key on, I thought we had a key on right side, though, so, of the maze. Well, yeah, no, there's a key on the piece of heart.
Yeah, no, sorry. What I meant was there could just be a check in toilet.
Oh, there could be,
Yeah, if there's a key, if all the 9 keys are like elsewhere, there could just also be a check in there, and that would mean that it could also be either.
Yeah, and Hells is finishing up to turn in 10 and do chickens as well.
It looks like Drew's gonna ride to forest here.
Either ride to forest or ride to water.
He has Feroz and GTG still, right?
Yes.
He's going to forest.
This makes sense going to forest, yep. Although he has Nocturne, so that doesn't really help you, actually. Yeah, this is the fastest.
There's no good way to get to forest here.
Yeah.
He's gonna walk like a champ.
Yeah,
Hal's
but
just quickly checking the time of day to see if he can get some skulls. This time.
He's summoning Epona. Maybe thinking, oh shoot, I should have done this. Why am I walking? But I think at this point, if you were going to forest, there's no point to summon Epona.
That's concerning, actually.
Yeah.
Getting Epona right, like this close. He's just like, yeah. I mean, to be fair, if you ride it into the gap, you're still saving time.
Yep.
Like, there's still enough of a walk, but...
Yep. That was a more of a, oh shoot, I should have been using this.
Yeah.
It's probably just get it in your brain for next time.
I think he just forgot he had a bonus, maybe.
Oh, yes, I forgot about this. You can skip some time.
Yeah, so you save a transition, too, actually. You long shot over there. I mean, you don't have to go into Kukuri's, you don't have to go into Kukuri Forest and then back into woods. He has long shot, so the climb up in forest wouldn't have been too bad because you can long shot up to the fence.
Yeah, that's right.
But like, you just do that, but better.
Yep, remembering he has a hammer.
Yeah. I mean, I understand it. Nerves have to definitely be there. Like, you're in semis, it's top 4. Like, this is a big deal. You're against like one of the greats.
Yep.
Who's currently waiting for time of day.
Yeah, and that's a lot of time right now.
Yeah, you hate to see it. Like, this is the...
It's like midday as well.
This is the kind of... When you have, like, seeds where that 10 skulls is just hard required.
Yeah, this is painful.
And, like, yeah, sometimes... I mean, it varies on player, and it also varies on seed. There's seeds, like, I tend to be quite a skull enjoyer, but, like, there are seeds where I don't collect skulls. And then, like, if it turns on me and I have to, like, collect them, I'm floundering. Because I'm like, I've skipped all the stuff I like to do. Now I'm doing, like, awful skulls. I'm waiting for time of day. What do I do? And, like, this is just, like, more of that, right? He's just, like, thinking, what skulls could I maybe get?
Yeah, how do I kill some time to get this one?
He's on 9. So he's like so close.
Yeah, that's the little bit unfortunate part is like not collecting as many in DC as Drew did, and
Yeah.
not having that long shot where you could have checked GTG. So it's just a little bit of the decision made it less efficient, right?
100%.
And then waiting here for this time to get one skull is really not efficient. You have a bottle, I probably would have just...
There's like as well, like the stuff like
Yeah.
you could dip into OGC to get the one there at a point where setting the time of day wouldn't matter too much, or at a point where it would help your time of day.
And so here's Drew trying to figure out if toilet's required. So like you
Pretty
said,
much.
checking it, yeah.
He's double checking. So
So if there's not 2 keys here, because we're missing 2,
Wha-
then toilet's a key.
are we like 100% missing 2, or did he leave? any
Yeah,
on the
we were at
floor?
7.
Okay.
Exactly at 7.
So there's one there. 8, 9. Toilet's a check. So he's gonna do
Toilet's check.
toilet.
Yeah. And he's going to see it's likely nothing. Because we know it could be something, but we know where Mirror Shield is, so it's
Yeah.
likely not. Could be the other scale, too. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we know where our 9 keys are. He's going to do toilet, like you said, and then he should go to water.
Yeah.
And hopefully check everything, learn the lesson.
Well, it's like a process of elimination, right? Like, he's not going to be in a position where he's going to get caught out by it. Like, that's what he's focusing on right now, is this path leads to my mirror shield. I don't know
leads to you
which
beating
it
the
is.
seed,
Yeah, like, I don't know specifically what it is, but it's related to Song of Time.
And water has Song of Time lock stuff, so you could be thinking that. I wouldn't
Yeah.
blame him if he went into water first, but I personally would clear out lake. Well, you have the scale that's locked by it, so
I would do the scale first, personally. But that's just because you don't know how much of water you need to do.
yep.
And if you do the scale first, like, it's not a long check, and then you're like, okay, now I know that I need to do river, so I will factor that in.
And so one thing to note here, Hell's just got the hammer on 10 skulls, so Clear.cac knows the 2 paths, and so now he knows 100% Mirror Shield there. He's probably hoping for Strength 2 in CAC, potentially.
So,
But now he's going well to try and find Strength 2.
yeah, so he's doing it while he's here, because it's, like, it makes sense, right?
Yep.
I assume he knows about the big chest in the maze, because he did peek
He
it.
did peek it, yep.
But it's one thing to know there's a big chest there, and it's another thing to go back to it, right? Like,
Right.
I wouldn't choose a big chest, even with Bolero, I wouldn't choose that big chest over well.
And you're going to do fire first anyways.
Yeah, you're gonna get that big chest when you're up there. Like, for now, you do this because this makes sense. Like, it's such a good dungeon.
It's a
You're
lot
here.
more efficient when you're looking for something.
Yeah. Plus, for all we know, the other strength could be in here.
It could be, and that would help him out. Oh, it is a big chest.
I really hope it's the second scale.
That would be hilarious. That would
I
really
really
point him
hope
in the
it's the
direction.
second
Though.
I mean, yeah, it basically tells you what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like, please.
There's another bow, so a logical bow in the bottom of the well. But
Don't be bait. Just be like,
okay, that's fine too.
yeah, I mean, that works.
So I foresee him set Feors here, go to water, or I could see him crossing to set it in Spirit, and then go to water. But that's a little bit out of the way. He doesn't have a warp.
Yeah,
so.
if you cross and then set for Oz, then you're in a position that's like, okay, well, now I don't have a good way back to water.
Yeah.
You set it here, you have the good way to water, and then you can cross after.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best of both worlds in the middle, I think.
Yeah, so we have another big chest on
In
the
the
water
Hammer
draining.
Rocks. Hammerocks is a big chest.
In Goron City Maze, yeah.
Oh, no, I meant in Valley as well.
No, I didn't see it. I didn't think it was.
It didn't look like it from Drew's end, but from Hell's end it did.
It did, okay. Dins is in the well, so
Oh, okay.
if,
I mean,
if
that's
AD's required, that's good for him. So
yes and no. Like, if it's AD required, then yeah, like, he's got the item.
but
But
Drew's
like,
gonna go there to yeah.
there's no way Drew doesn't go to the well
Yeah.
when you already know where, like, Boomerang letter are. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll go do Jabu, and then I'll do the well while I'm child, and I'll go back adult and never have to go child
Yeah.
again until I need to do Requiem.
That's true.
Because you know that hover boots are hook blocked somewhere.
Yeah, you could also combine that with doing Jabu if you have to do it. So
Yeah.
you do well into going upriver to get your boomerang and Jabu. So you just combine it. It makes a lot of sense. You have Nocturne as well.
Nice.
Ooh, the last arrow for
Close.
100.
Yeah, that was looking dicey for a second then, that HBA. Sorry, what were you saying? I got transfixed on the
Oh, you're
HBA.
fine.
I was like sweating because he's like 30, 30,
Yeah,
30.
if AD is required from Drew's perspective, you're going to grab the with long shot. You're going to grab Rudos, and then you'll go child. You do bottom the well. You go up river to get your boomerang. You Jabu in one fell swoop, and then you're only looking for hovers. At
That looks
point.
good to me. Yeah.
So Drew peeked it, and it is big. So we're going to see that as well. Thing is, none of this is Song of Time locked, right? So maybe he's thinking hammer, but I don't see how Song of Time locks anything for fire. So I guess it's just big
I
chest,
think
go get it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going past it. I'm gonna open it. Like, what harm does it do?
Yeah.
Like, you still know.
Oh, there you go. So that points him right
okay,
there.
so
yeah.
you still know anyway that like it might be AD.
Yeah.
So like at that point you have like Din's hovers you have to find.
Yeah.
You don't know exactly where
You're
they
not
are.
in go, like 100% go yet.
So in that situation, you still open your big chests. Like you gotta be.
There's
play
no
safe.
way Drew skips lap dive here. You have gold scale with a potential. You know, it's all in logic. So.
He's going water first. Okay. But he definitely does lap dive.
But I think what's going to happen here is he's going
to go back in to do river before lap dive.
He's going to do
he's
river
gonna
before
finish.
beating it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll cost him some time.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad because
maybe with how early the boss key is, he might actually just do it, and then like go do lap dive, and if that's not it, go back in. Because river's like a time investment.
Oh, it's a big time investment. And of course, not being able to use the time save of Feora's because you'd rather have it up at GTG to save time there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine to go into here first because he
it's
could
required.
just be thinking it could be
so
something in here.
Like one way you can view it is you go into Water Temple because you need to do it, and then your boss key is on Dragon Chest.
Yeah.
So then you find it, you check the river while you're doing the dungeon.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you check Dragon Chest before that.
Oh no.
That's like your last check if you can folk there.
And now with him seeing that, I mean, I think he's going to do exactly what Hells did, which is get the
2 keys.
Yeah, the 2 keys, and then beat the boss.
He's only going to have 1 key.
You might get the one below. We'll see.
Well, no, I don't think he's going to lower the water.
And that proves he won't. He's going to do the bomb shoot method.
Yeah, because like.
Because then you don't waste the time lowering.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, he could always just get a key from the compass chest.
That's true. Yep.
So, like, it's not guaranteed, but like, when he saw the boss key that early, that tells me he's like, okay, I'm gonna clear it. I'm gonna go check lap dive, and then I'll come back in.
So Hells is back in Bronze City.
He's gonna get this done too.
OGC is dead. Yeah, I think we saw that somewhere else as well.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go up and get the big chest.
And he's gonna shake his head. Yeah. And then he's gonna go into Fire Temple.
And then we have a race to Spirit, but I believe Drew is a couple minutes ahead. Like.
Yeah, so Drew's lost some of the time he had on Hells just because he was playing safe around the hints, which is like totally understandable. You have to kind of make sure you're not gonna like blindside yourself, especially in something this like.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like grimace from Hells about that. Yeah.
There's so much stake in this game, and like from like Drew's perspective, Hells is like one of the best, if not the best, over the years. Like, you have to beat this guy to get into the finals.
Yep.
So like, I feel like if Drew wins, the finals will be less pressure because you're like, hey, I beat Hells to get here.
Yep.
Right?
And then you got Quarry and Mr. Mario on the other end.
Yeah.
Both very good runners, but
yeah, it's
they
not.
just don't have the record that.
Yeah, it's not that like. It's not still going to be a tough match. It's just like, if you beat someone that's so well regarded, someone that's like at the pinnacle, you're like, oh, well, if I can beat him, I can beat anyone, you know? Yep. But that like adds the pressure. Because then you're like, oh, well, I've got to surmount the the peak, right?
Yeah.
So we'll get that. And you know, he's doing a pretty good job of it so far.
On there, a key on Morpho, so that's
Yeah.
it. So if you need to go back in.
That's the backup key for sure. To be fair, I feel like Morph is a key 9 times out of 10 anyway.
It's a lot of the time, especially with an early boss key. You're more and more likely that.
Yeah.
Just because you need to have 5 in order to.
Yeah, you can only have a maximum of 1 that's locked behind keys. So,
Yeah.
so if the boss key is.
Unless you're playing beatable only, and then you get out a lot.
Yeah. If your boss key's locked by keys, then you can only find 1 between the keys and Morpho. So.
That's a good strat by Drew, hitting the
Gossip Stone?
Gossip Stone to lower it first before shooting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So while
so
you're shooting it, it's lowering. Yeah. Just little time saves. You see it on both sides here.
Yeah.
They have these little time saves. They save a couple seconds here and there, but that adds up to multiple minutes over people not doing it. So we should see Lab Dive right here. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, he's definitely doing it.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, the only reason he didn't do it before water is that when you drop down on the other side of the lab, so you'd have to run around. So he's just literally being I want to be as optimal as possible. Well, it's that, like I say, it's that and the fact that your boss key could just be at the end of Water Temple, and then you get to check River at the same time.
Yep.
That's probably what it actually is, but
and then this is less time investment than doing that in water. So now he's going to see that. He should be pretty happy seeing that. Yeah, and he's shaking his head. Yeah.
Yeah, so, he knows. Yeah, he's yeah, okay.
So he's going back into water to see his Pharaohs. So this is your fastest way.
Back up.
Yeah. So, a couple minutes we'll know if we if it's AD or not, and if it's not AD, this is it's in Drew's court here. So.
Yeah. So, Hells is close enough behind right now that if it's not if it's AD, Drew does need to find that dim soon.
Yep.
He needs to go to the well, but they also need to find. It's a race for Halbers, really.
Yep.
Because I think they're close enough either way that whoever finds the Halbers first probably wins if it's AD.
Likely.
It's going to be tight.
Yeah, Drew will be combining bottom of well into Jabu, like I said. That's the most efficient route. And then it will be where is hovers, but we have no hints for that, and I don't think we'll get one.
All we know is it's hook locked, which means
Yeah.
it could be deeper in fire. Could it be deeper? No, it can't be deeper. Well,
it could be anything behind bombs.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the seed.
But that's not key locked. What was boss key?
It was the
Wait.
lower maze.
Lower maze.
The other one.
He's got 3 keys right now across 4 checks. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's already used 2 keys. So he's had 4 keys across 4 checks. So there were 2 keys in hammer.
Yeah, hammer locked. But that wasn't bomb locked.
No. You're right. Because that was just 10 skulls. So Pierre was a small key?
Pierre's a small key, yep.
Boss key was low maze. We'll pay attention to low maze. Because that basically goes, okay, can fire be the top?
And the one thing we haven't seen, bow locked.
Yeah.
There was a bow in bottom of the well.
Yeah.
I thought it was a bow locked one, but I don't remember. Or a
Storms
bomb locked one. Storms is free.
Yeah. I mean, the bow is hammer locked in GTG.
There was another bow inside of well.
Yeah.
So it just depends if that's bomb locked. Whether if you get bow locked in fire, it could chain you into bombs.
Right.
Where was our first strength? That was in Midos.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fine.
You had me for a second. I was I do not remember.
Well, hammer unlocks one anyway, and that's free. So
here's the moment of truth.
Yep.
This is the moment of
are we in an hour 35 seed, or are we in a 220 seed? Although even this AD is not that bad if hovers is along the way. If it's in here.
So there's a key on the upper maze there. Hells has 2 right now, but
That means we're not bow locked though. This next check is the boss key.
Yeah.
Oh, so we can climb. So unless boss key is on child side, you're generally good. Logic-wise.
Yeah, I think like I'm just thinking about if Halvers can be in the last couple of checks of fire. They could.
They could.
I think it depends if Volve's a key, right?
Yeah, it would.
Because if Volve is a key, the shortcut wasn't.
And with Pierre, that's hookshot requirement. If Pierre's required, we do know that Hammer Chest is dead though.
Yeah.
So
we have a key already.
You're not opening it?
No. Well, this is the that's there. You're gonna try and find the boss key.
Come back to it if you're locked. Yeah.
If you.
Nope, he's deciding. Oh.
He's thinking. No, he's like, I'm gonna play it safe. Okay, that's fair. It's like, you know what?
It could be a fire source here too. He doesn't know where Dins is, right?
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, I think he just realized he's like, I don't have Dins or fire arrows.
Yeah.
So.
And now, while Drew knows how to do those tricks, they're incredibly slow.
They're like not as slow as they've always been, but like they're like definitely slower than using magic.
Yeah. We have the push block, like the speed up for the pushing the statue.
Yeah, but like
you really don't
using
want
Dins
to do
or
that.
fire arrows on the torches is still way faster.
Yep.
So just looking for the big chest here. So those are 3D locks, so it's fine, I guess. Not that it really matters.
Yeah, really, you're pretty much guaranteed because he knows how to do those fire tricks. You're going to be able to get enough small keys. Like, you only need 3.
Yeah.
Logically, you need 5, but you only need 3.
Create a boss key, yeah.
Yeah, so it's only if the boss key's on child side at this point.
Yeah, so it's, part of the way it works out, like, because you only need 3 keys.
He's thinking maybe it's a fire source or something.
There's a key on compass chest, so this could be Halvers. Nope. Yeah, like, because there's only 2 checks that are hard child locks, you can't be locked out of spirit.
Yeah.
If you just need
there's a boss key, so it's beatable.
So this is it. That's
and there's another small key, so we need one small key.
We need one more.
But that's guaranteed to be on the way. Like,
yeah,
they're guaranteed to be able to
he's not done the map chest. So, you know.
But there has to be one, like, available, so he's good.
Yeah.
So with that find, that...
You probably skip the map test here, because I think the...
Yeah, you check what's on the other hand.
Yeah.
And then you go, yeah.
And I think if that's not it, then I think the other adult stuff's quicker anyway.
Yeah.
You get pushing the Almos.
You get 5 checks because the right hand was small, so that could be a key. It could be long shot locked as well.
Yeah. Like, all of these cluster of checks, going to this cluster of checks for a key is just more likely than pushing the Almos block to get that one key, like, in case there's a key there.
Yeah.
If that's not a key, you just wasted, like,
well, you wasted the amount of time it takes to do these 5 checks.
Yeah.
So, pretty much, yeah.
And, like, you're basically guaranteed to find a key in these checks. So.
Yeah. So at this point, unless Drew heavily messes up execution, I think this
one is in the bag.
Yep. It's not over until Ganon's dead.
Yeah,
Drew's.
It's not over, but it's looking kind of over.
Drew is not going to give up a 5-minute lead this time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
there. It is.
Close,
so we're done.
It's close, but it's not like.
He can fall on Ganon and still be minutes ahead.
Yeah,
so,
he's got enough of a buffer that it's like. I mean, it's the semifinals, right?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't the place where you have like cheesy. Oh, I lost like 2 minutes, 3 minutes in Ganon's.
Yep.
Or Twin Rover. Like, there's a world that he could die on Twin Rover, and like you've got double defense, but you still only have 4 hearts. And that boss does output a lot of damage if you make a mistake. It's possible. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Like, if you would have that happen, you would have had like a lot more shaky play throughout the seed, I think.
Definitely.
Because that'd be like a nerves thing. But this is.
I haven't seen nerves at all from
No,
either of
it's
them.
been
They've
clean.
both been executing well.
This has been a very clean race generally.
And it just, the little choices matter a lot in these races when execution is on par. Both of these two are at the peak of execution for the community.
That's what I love to see about races like this, where it's like, oh, we're so tight that it's like
that
it
little
could go
decision
either way.
of clearing GTG first or
When
checking
you
it
did.
first.
Yeah.
That
It was-
gave the whole seed.
It was
basically.
it was like embellished a little bit as well because of the hammer, the 10
Yes.
skulls. Like, Hell's not getting skulls quite as much meant that like Drew had the window, I would say, to like the window to play safe and do those slightly extra checks. Because
you're right.
Yeah, he's only like a few minutes behind. It's probably a little bit more than that. It's probably about 5 or 6.
It's 5 or 6.
But like, despite that, like, you know, he was sat around waiting on the skills. It's like, oh, how did that happen? He must have been playing like way better. It's not necessarily that. It's Drew had to then like follow all of the like logic around the scale around Song of Time just to be safe. Because like, especially in a Jetty seed like this, you're like, I don't want to just assume and then be wrong and then have to like flounder my way back. Because if my opponent didn't, then it's done.
Yep. And so just imagine Hell's routes the stalls a little bit better and then doesn't go, because of that, say he gets Hammer as adult, gets the Strength 2 fire.
They could be neck and neck right now.
Yeah, they could be neck and neck. Plus, then he wouldn't be doing bottom of the well. And that's a good 4-something minutes, right?
Yeah, Hell's could be ahead right now.
Yeah, Hell's could be
without
ahead
that.
right now with that little bit of routing change.
For
So
sure.
it just shows you how these decisions really impact you, but
For sure.
we're not saying Hells did something wrong. It just wasn't correct for the seed, right? Yeah.
You can't say anyone did anything wrong when it's like 1 hour 30 and
Yeah,
they're like
yeah.
about to they're gonna finish within 10 minutes.
Yep.
I mean, Hell's maybe not 10. It's like 5 minutes for Ganon's.
Yeah, and then Drew will be, well, 5:30, probably 5.5 minutes.
Yeah.
From after leaving Temple Time. That's really quick if you're perfect.
I'm not gonna be too far off.
Yeah, you're gonna be like
considering.
a minute or two short. Yeah,
That's not too
a
bad.
Pretty good guess.
Not too bad.
And
He-
you were
that was-
probably
that
weren't
was-
thinking
that
Drew
was-
was as thorough as he
Yeah, that was
yeah.
before he did like. That's before he went child.
Yeah.
It's before he went child to do chickens. So that's
that
literally
being
that's the time difference.
Yeah, it is.
I'm so good. I'm so good. Yeah, he's gonna be about. Yeah, that'll be about right. Yeah, Hell's gonna be a little bit longer.
Yeah, since this has been so quick, we haven't done really any shout-outs, but
Yeah.
we're going to let this finish. I think we can do that at the end here. As this
Yeah,
is,
for sure.
This is close. But after this, we'll have Koari versus Mr. Mario on the same channel. so
Same
that's
channel.
hype.
Stay tuned. Got Zelda all day.
Yep. And then the finals at 6 p.m. on Speedgaming Main. So,
Yeah,
It's
we
just
will
a hype
change for
day.
the finals. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's honestly as soon as it's kind of a scramble getting restreams for most of it because like there's so many different games going on. There's only so many setups. We do like what we can, particularly during like groups because all the runners are playing at that point. So you have to try and schedule around each other, and also some of them are like have to be like, yeah, I'll race and then help out and then race. Because you don't like you want like a nice mix. I think there's obviously plenty of people around to help out that aren't running, but you don't want to like leave them with it all. You know.
Yep.
Like people want breaks here and there. So, and yeah, like then you hit the brackets and it's like, oh, we want to restream almost everything if we can.
Yep.
We did a pretty good job. We got like 50% of the matches yesterday, which when you have to schedule 8 matches through the day,
To get 50%
getting
restream is
yeah,
good,
getting 4 of them restreams when like you have to play most of them at the same time. We did pretty good job.
Yeah, it was
Good
pretty
job,
good.
gang. I didn't have any part in it.
I just
turned up.
Yeah, I just signed up and said, "Tell me what to do."
Yeah, pretty much.
But here's what the hell, realizing that he can beat Seed now. So so it is not AD. It still might have been logically, but it's not required. So, but yeah, drooness is 5-6 minutes ahead here. I mean, Twin Rove is a good 2-3 minute fight, and plus the warping back, this prelude, plus climbing here. So,
yeah, we're gonna look like 137 on
38.
30, yeah, 38. Yeah, 38's probably safe actually. 38 on Drew's side, and then like
it's about 3 minutes once you enter the Ganondorf fight. So
yeah,
and
then like 140 something on Hells. Hey Trez, do you want to join us?
Yeah, we can hop.
Do you want to join us? Any words? Okay. Yeah, we have the granddaddy here.
The father of Hooter.
The father of ZSR.
Yeah.
He's busy though.
He's busy.
He's busy.
He's the father of a couple different.
Oh, he's coming.
randos.
He's coming.
There we go.
I'll shift up. Here you go, man.
Here you go.
Oh my God.
All right, folks, it's a random Trez intervention. Nobody can see
at
me,
the end of a
but
jet. Yeah.
no, it's don't sit down. All right, so 2 nerds on stream.
3 nerds.
3 nerds. 4. I was talking about what the hell's in Drew. That's fine. Wait, so where are you looking at? Wait, is Drew winning?
Yes, Drew is winning. He's going to beat Ganon here. So.
Oh.
Yep. It was a very jetty seed.
Yeah.
With some interesting paths. We had a double King Dodongo path with, what was it? It was Deku Tree path to King Dodongo, and then also Gruda's Fortress path to King Dodongo. So Fortress had the bombs, and Deku Tree had a hookshot, and we started with Epona.
Okay.
Then we had double Cac path, 1 to Vivagia and 1 to Twin Rova, and it was Hammer on 10 Skulls for the path to Vivagia, and then it was Song of Time for path to Twin Rova to get a scale. It was Key Logic and GTG to get a scale, and it was Mirror Shield on Lab Dive. And then our Strength 2 was in Gorn City Maze, Hammer Locked. And then we never got to our Morpho path, but it was either GTG for Longshot or it was, I believe, Graveyard for Iron Boots.
So what did trip? What the hell's up?
So what ended up happening is they both were in GTG at the same time. However, what the hell's after getting the bomb back and setting Fioras in GTG went to go clear DC right away. Where Drooness cleared GTG, well, went to go peek, you get on the bomb lock, the BMOS check, you get long shot, and then on the hammerlock chest in the back, you get bow. So Drooness saw there were 2 big chests in the center, allowed him full clear, and then he also routed skulls a little bit better than what Hells did. So with getting hammer as adult after beating DC for Drew, let him beat fire right away.
Oh,
and so it just is a little bit cleaner that
I get it. Yeah, that's a big difference though for that short seed.
And so what Hells did is after doing DC and doing the Gorn City DMC clear, went to adult SFM, got ZL, and used the Fioras from Forest Temple. So
that's surprising.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just a little bit cleaner with where the items were. It wasn't a bad play from Hells. He obviously went right back after doing, progression, but it just worked out. It was really skull progression, and then Hells did bottom the well before clearing out Goron City again, doing fire. And so really the time difference we're seeing here is the little bit of skull efficiency on Drew, and then bottom the well difference is probably the equivalent here. Because Drew had to be a little bit more thorough on the path for Song of Time than Hells did. Hells went to water after doing his GTG clear and got Mirror Shield right away, doing it out of logic with iron. So, but yeah, they're both have been very clean on execution, and Drew's here on the final phase of Ganon. So
yeah. Also, people in the audience, can you give it up for Majarkin for this this 2-minute rundown of an entire scene? That was pretty amazing. Huh?
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, but get your GGs in chat and get ready for a round of applause. Drew's about to get the final hit here.
Yeah, let's just clap for Drew once he's done, and Drew's gonna see me and freak out. And
Yeah,
GG.
GG to Drew. Woo! Drew moving on to the finals.
Let's go,
Let's go, Drew. A very difficult path in a group with Sponge as well. And then I forget his whole path, but he's in the finals here, and we'll be playing at 6 p.m. Eastern against the winner of Kawari versus Mr. Mario, which is coming up right after this. As soon as Kawari's done with the qualifier for Season 7. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so we'll probably be at least an hour, probably. Yeah, 12:30-ish.
I'm not going to take Decker's interview away, so I'm going to hand it back off to Decker. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the games for OTR.
Trez, everyone.
It's me.
It's me.
I'm going again.
How's your SGL been?
Huh?
How's your SGL been?
How's my SGL been? Well, it's been an experience. I liked it.
Say amazing.
Pretty great. Thank you all for having me. And back to Decker and to the interview. Enjoy, everybody.
Awesome.
Cheers, man. Okay, so I think we got them both coming for an interview now. Sit them down.
Here, I'll get out of the way so you two can sit in the center.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, it was about 1:38. Ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I was calling you to do about a 1:36 until you went to check chickens to be safe.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was pretty close.
So,
You knew I was going to find the mirror.
oh, yeah.
Well, at that point, Hells had already got it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, I'm surprised you had faith in me.
Ah, good, man.
I could not remember what I found in that center chest of GTG.
Well, it's partly because you opened the chest and there's a scale, and like Majaka was like, okay, well, we didn't find anything in there. I'm like, well, there's a scale, lab
Yeah.
dive. You're like, that could still be a thing.
Yeah. But no, like, I pretty much worked it out that, like, the Song of Time was the path to Twin Rova because nothing else, I couldn't remember anything else being there. And I was like, I know the center chest is big, but I was pretty sure it was a bottle. And then, yeah, I went and I did toilet, and I saw the big chest spawn. I was like, oh, right on. And then it was nothing. So I went to do, like, the hammer rocks on my way down to water.
Yeah.
And I found that scale. I was like, it was a scale. So, yeah, after water, I went and did the lab. I was like, oh, my God. Like,
Nice.
thank God I remembered, because I might have just, like, left it behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it took me a while to realize that was the scale, because I was just, okay, is it really going to be the last two checks in CAC? And then I had to pick between Cuckoos and 10 skulls, and I was just missing a few skulls. And then I did Cuckoos, it was still nothing, and then I realized, oh yeah, I guess this was all a long scale chain for Mirror Shield.
Yeah.
And then I had to wait for
Time
that
of
Zora's
day.
River
That was
Skull.
rough.
Like
That was so
I
rough.
really
man.
thought the sky was like purple a bit, but it looks like it wasn't purple at all, and I had to wait all freaking day. So, but yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, the time difference in the end really came down to a little bit of more efficient stall routing on Drew's part, and then you did bottom low, which wasn't a bad
Yeah.
play at all, looking for strength
Yeah.
too, where Drew turned in 10 skulls after doing DC, routed in 3 in DC and the 1 in there, and was able to get hammer and do fire on the first sweep through. And so really that, it all
Yeah, it
came
makes
down
sense.
to doing GTG before, checking GTG and peeking.
Yeah.
Drew did, and he cleared it all, versus you warped away, which is a fine play. Like your
Yeah,
progression.
I kind of realized once I went back to GTG, and I think there were like 3 items there. I was like, yeah, I didn't really waste that much time, but it would have been so much better to have them
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
before. Then I could have checked archery. I wouldn't have to do all those detours.
And like,
I was like, do I even want to go into GTG? I went and got magic before going adult so that I could leave, because I'm like, this is a seed where you cross 100%
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
it makes sense to leave Furores, so I need magic. And then yeah, I was like, do I even like do any checks here? I was like, well, I have Song of Time, so maybe I'll do right side. And then I think I found like a bow on the BMOS, and then
Long shot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
yeah,
long
and then
shot.
bow on the
Oh
hammer
yeah, it
chest.
was long shot, and then I went up to the other room, and then it
Yeah.
was a bow, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just in it
Do
for the
it.
long
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I saw the center chest was big, and there's a big one on the right side. I was like, or on the left side, but right side when you're looking for.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and one of the plays that it would have put you in a big advantage, the magic, getting it in Valley before
Yeah.
the hint. Well, it ends up you do Deku and you get the
Yeah,
hit
I saw
there,
that hit
yeah.
and I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Like, I
Sometimes
thought,
you just can't have anything.
Yeah.
yeah, but I thought also with the spawn in Lake Hylia, like,
Yeah.
there's
You
a
probably
good
do it
chance
anyway.
you might have done it. But
It made
like,
sense, yeah.
No, the well play, like, it kind of sucks when you get those situations. You really don't want to do it,
But you're like,
but there's
you can't
like
not.
no way you can't
Yeah, yeah,
not do
because-
it. Like no
Yeah.
nocturne, no anything.
Yeah, and if you don't do it there, you go back adult, you like do your progression, and then you cross, and then you have to do AD, and you're like, okay, well now I have to do the well,
yeah,
but it sucks to go back to.
it's so far away again. Like you're right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And so I found Dins. I was like, maybe, but I didn't have that much faith in that Dins.
That's
I
funny.
found, when I found the strength on in Goron City, I was like, yeah, not
Yeah,
feeling
not
it,
great,
not
yeah.
feeling this. But
Yeah, because that one was like, well, it's there, and you probably saw it like when you peaked the maze, and it's like great, but like when do you go back? You don't have Bolero, you don't have like any songs at the time.
yeah, your child in CAC, like there's a like, but how much
Yeah.
faith do you have in that
Yeah,
one big
you're
chest? I
like-
mean, I had Valley
Yeah.
Rocks too, so I was
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah.
those two as soon as I went adult. But then like,
But it's like you can't just go, oh, there's like 2 big chests as adult, I'll do those over 13 check, like, well,
yeah.
like,
It's just not efficient to go over there, yeah.
Definitely
So
not.
it just made a lot of sense. So it wasn't a bad play, just unlucky. I mean, it could have been AD, and then you would have been.
yeah, it felt
the
like a
time
bad
would have
play
just
though.
Matched up.
Doing it felt
Yeah.
like a bad play.
Yeah.
I did appreciate as well when you went into Spirit, so you did the boulder room, and you saw the big chest and left. And
Yeah,
we're like, oh, he's just gonna come back for it if it ends up being AD.
No, okay,
And-
my thing was, I was like, I'm just playing as if it's go mode, so like, I'm not checking any big chests. And then I was like, what if the boss key's on a fire lock check? I don't have any fire sources.
Yeah. That was like,
turned
oh, he's
around.
changing his mind. Oh, yeah, he's realized he doesn't have dins or fire arrows.
Yeah.
Like, doing those checks would suck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna lose because I pushed an Armos and he's like right behind me or something. Like, I was-
It's
That's
fast
fat.
almost
That's
push
reasonable.
though.
I
Yeah,
know.
but it's
a
you
little
go.
faster. Yeah, but yeah, I'll only lose by like 10 seconds instead of
Instead
like
of like
30.
30. Yeah.
It's a Drew. There was a small key on the center
Oh,
check
okay.
there, so
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
That's all right.
You
was
didn't
slow,
need
though.
it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, doing almost push there is still probably about as much time as going up to the adult side anyway. So
Yeah.
It was fun. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
yeah. So GG's. It's been a run for both of you. Pretty tough opponents.
A lot of OT. A lot of OT.
Yeah.
So Drew goes on to face the winner of Quarry versus Mr. Mario, which will happen. I think we're saying like around 12:30 to 1, somewhere in there. Quarry just finished season 7 qual, so needs a little bit of a break, but
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yes. How do you
He's about to
feel?
finish.
How do you feel about that like matchup? Like,
Both tough matchups. They've been playing like monsters. I know Kawari's undefeated at this point, which is huge. And then Mario has 1 loss to Tanjo, I think.
yeah.
So,
Tanger's good too.
but I mean, they're both good opponents.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not really.
You gotta be a bit stoked though, right? You just beat this guy. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, I can beat anyone.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a confidence boost.
Yeah,
for sure,
like, it's like a good sort of mental position to be in. I think
Yeah.
for a final.
Now you have all of Canada.
Yeah.
Like, you're carrying a
on
nation.
My back, yeah.
the hopes of Canada. That's good. I like it. It's a good story. America versus Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you win, they'll wait for you at the airport. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's okay because I'm driving.
You're going to be waiting there anyways.
Yes. Do you have any like closing thoughts on the seed or anything like that?
No, just excited for the rest of the matches today. And
Cool.
yeah, GG's.
Yeah. GG's again.
But yeah, thanks to all the organizers, everyone. I'm happy I came again, and let's be real, I'm not quitting the game, and I'll be here next year. So it's like, let's just be honest.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so come meet What the Hell.
Yeah. If you come here next year, you get to just hang out, fire pit, wake up at 10 a.m.
Yeah, I'll see everyone
Why
at
is
the fire
this guy- Yeah. Why is this guy at breakfast? Where is he? What's he doing?
But yeah, since it was such a quick seed, we didn't really get to do shout-outs. So, of course, thanks to our runners, drooness and What the Hell Happens. Go follow them. They're awesome. You'll see them go probably deep in the Season 7 if they decide to play or not.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're
Let's
pretty
not
good.
talk about that.
But also thanks to our trackers, Starlight and Warren Traveler. So thanks for giving us the ability to see what's going on. It's a lot harder. We had no tracking during
Yeah, for
our
sure.
tiebreaker earlier on, so that was fun. But But yeah, and then of course thanks to SGL
SGL
for
yeah.
putting on this event. It's
Thanks
a
to
lot of
Surprise comms, Tresco.
Yeah. Thanks for Trez to actually stepping in instead of just being like, no. Hey, Trez, get in here. No.
Yep.
And thanks to our organizers as well, our own organizers, Star and
Dastar,
Dastar,
Tobias,
just
yeah.
like and Tobias, just all making sure everything's running. Like everything's just felt really smooth from our end. I imagine it's like a nightmare.
Yeah. Thanks to
very
the audience.
stressful.
They've just
Yeah.
been great. It's been a good time.
Yep, and then it was
Thanks
fun,
to
Decker.
you.
Thanks, Mom. I'm done.
Okay.
But for those of you online, we will have Kawari versus Mr. Mario, the other semifinal, between 12:30 and 1 o'clock.
Still on this
Still on
stream,
this
right?
channel, yep.
Yeah, still on this
and
channel.
then the finals between Drooness and the winner of that race will be at 6 p.m. On
SGL
SG
main?
Yes, so more Zooter to come and a lot of other races going on. So thanks for watching. And
He's been
look forward to
Majarkin.
more. Yeah, I'm Majarkin.
I'm Decker. We're good. We're here.
So.
I'm